September 14th meeting of the SUNY Broome Community College Board of Trustees. For those of you who don't know me, I am Barbara Fiala. Chairperson Kathy Connerton was unable to make the meeting, so please bear with me. And I have some good coaches over here. Because we do not have a quorum right now, but we're expecting one shortly, we will go through the information items first, okay? By president, and I'm not going to say new president because you've been here more than a week, so that's
more than a week, yes. Good evening. This is my report for September 14th. I'd like to begin with the enrollment report. Unfortunately, our enrollments are down slightly. 80 students, which is 2.23% in our head counts, and down 0.14% in FTE. We believe that this is due to the deregistration process and the fact that many of our students were not able to receive HERF funds like they were in the past, able to come and pay their bills. We have about another week before we have to officially notify this State University of New York of what our enrollment figures, enrollment numbers are. That at that point will hopefully capture more of our fast forward students, and we'll be able to close that gap a little. So we are slightly down in both FTE and headcount compared to last year. The last couple of weeks have been pretty exciting. Our welcome weeks. We began on the 24th of August, Thursday the 24th, with our faculty and staff returning to the faculty staff assembly. This is an event that happens twice a year, and our fall event was my first event. I'm very excited to introduce myself to the SUNY Broome faculty and staff as its new president. To share some of my observations as well as my plan for transitioning the institution under new leadership. I showed a very funny video on leadership through a wonderful metaphor that seemed to resonate pretty well with those that were gathered. It resulted in one of our faculty members saying, "I'll stand with you." And then that prompted the rest of the room to give me what I thought was a wonderful standing ovation. So I want to thank the faculty staff as well as the executive council for their work and their attendance and participation at that meeting. The highlight of the meeting, however, was a group of students who presented their stories about who they are and what their challenges and their success stories are related to their identities and what they bring to the college community, introducing the faculty voice to the faculty staff, the student voice to the faculty staff assembly. It was masterfully moderated by our own Dr. Carol Ross Scott. They presented in a fishbowl format a conversation about who they were. We all got a chance to watch our students and to engage and interact as observers in this exercise. I want to thank Alejandro Shavara Gonzalez, Joshua Mizell, Hibba Khan, Sasha Lufthouse, Anna Tiberia, and Lauren Vacaricio, who were our students who participated in that event, and it was very exciting. The week then proceeded to move-in day, where we moved in 233 students into our residence halls. It was a wonderful event with from our student development area, our diversity area, our public safety area, and over 60 faculty, staff, and student volunteers helped our students move into the student village. Once again, this year, there were a group of volunteers from the Central Baptist Church who provided hot dogs, bagged snacks, fresh baked goods, and drinks for all of those that were moving in and those that helped work the move in. And then on Thursday, the 31st, there was a picnic with the president. And that was a wonderful activity for our students, as well as employees, to gather on a beautiful day with rides and food and lots of wonderful activities. There is an item in the report on Aleutian, but I'm going to allow Dr. Kelly to give that update during her report. The Presidential Transition Committee met on August the 29th. It was our first meeting, and we had an opportunity to receive a charge, as well as talk about the format of our upcoming open forums. On Tuesday, there was an open forum of students from the residence halls. Today was a second open forum for students who are non-resident hall students. And on the 23rd and 26th are two faculty open forums, faculty staff open forums. On October the 5th, there's an alumni and donor open forum. And then there's a business and community open forum and a virtual open forum that have yet to be scheduled. We'll work on the finer points of scheduling those events. On Monday, we hosted our annual 9/11 commemoration event. It was well attended. It allowed us an opportunity to reflect on the events that occurred on September 11th and to honor those who lost their lives during that event, that occasion. Yesterday, I had the opportunity to attend County Executive Jason Garner's presentation of the 2024 Broome County budget. Upcoming are a series of, once again, other introduction meetings where I'll meet with the Binghamton City School Superintendent, members of our Student Government Association, the College Senate, Girl Scouts Women of Distinction event, a ribbon cutting ceremony, and then I'll be accompanied by several of our trustees to the annual American Association of Community College Trustees meeting from Sunday, October 8th until Wednesday, October the 12th. That's my report, and the written documents are contained in your board packet. Thank you.
Any questions? We usually allow questions during you. No questions. All right. Thank you very much. Okay. Academic Affairs, Dr. Kelly.
Thank you. My report is in your packet. It's fairly lengthy, but I have a couple of things that I'll point out. First off, our very own business department chair, John Roma, has a book entitled Self-Management that they've been using in a class, our Business 122 Self-Management class, which has now been approved as a SUNY General Education course. And now with the help of SUNY and the University of Buffalo is developing that as a MOOC that'll be shared across high schools and systems throughout the area. So happy to report that. Other couple of things that I think are pretty important: health information technology. Our program has a 100% pass rate for the registered health information technician exam, and our dental hygiene that always performs wonderfully has a 100% pass rate on the CDCA computer board exam, the CDCA patient simulated board exam, and the dental hygiene national board. So very proud of their accomplishments. We have two faculty members who just completed the expert training in the battery technology virtual program, and soon we will be starting the face-to-face battery academy here on campus. So looking forward to that, which will start in just a short amount of time. As far as Aleutian goes, just to give you an update, Aleutian arrived on our campus last Tuesday, the day after Labor Day, with a CIO who will serve as the CIO over the next several years through Aleutian, and also an applications kind of senior level director, which will be on site for a while to assess where we're at. At this point, only after a week and a half, happy to say that the CIO said that this is a very, very open institution and that everyone was very willing to take suggestions and is very cooperative and happy that they're here on campus. Some of the things that they've immediately assessed that they're going to be working on are information security assessment, data governance, technology governance, and looking at who those, defining that a little bit better than what we currently have, updating our hardware and software inventories and a capital replacement plan, banner utilization assessment, along with an awareness of a lot of the new functions that come out very frequently that sometimes just are hard to keep up with, so they'll keep us up with that. Banner and Argos training and document management system workflow, with a comment that we have a lot of paperwork that goes throughout the campus. So definitely a desire to reduce the amount of paperwork and make things much more electronic. Also happy to announce that we did receive $1,095,000 from the Transformation Fund through SUNY, which will allow us to focus on some of our high needs programs, particularly our engineering technologies and our mechatronics program, and get more of them online so that they're more accessible to the businesses. So we have faculty development training for online programming, as well as Course Navigator, which will be working with the students to assist them during primarily off hours where we don't have a lot of assistance right now for students who are not enough as far as we're concerned. So that will help as well. Additional tutoring software for support for students who are remote and need the additional support, as well as a lot of marketing materials and marketing funds so that we can recruit and get out to some of the rural areas. So we think this will really help us with some of those technology related programs. In addition, we received $198,000 for an internship grant, which will allow us to support students while they're taking internships, particularly during the summer programming when normally they are not eligible for financial aid because they're not taking enough credits. So this will support tuition as well as some development for some of our programs to make sure that internships are in the program. Our Hornet Academy will be starting. We've talked about it a few times in this group, 6th to 8th graders from Windsor and Maine Endwell. We've got 12 from each school who will be starting on the 30th. The first session is for health studies and health information technology. And then we'll have 4 of those during this semester looking at different areas throughout. And Danielle Britton, who's not here, but did a super job with putting that together. And there's a lot of support from faculty and staff. So a lot of faculty are volunteering their time to support this and get some of the younger students here and start working through the academy. And as far as enrollment goes, as Dr. Hawkins said, although enrollment was down, we did determine that over the last 3 years, we have had an increase, we're happy to say, in about 3% of an increase in retention from 2018 to, I guess that's more than 3 years, from 2018 to 2023. So gradually moving that, which I think we'll really need to support on more and more as we go throughout the next several years, trying to increase our retention and improve our retention rates. And last but not least, just on the culinary, because they always do kind of fun things. We had 5 students who went to New York City this weekend through the hospitality club, but it was actually the special event interior design students who went to the New York Fashion Week and were able to participate this weekend and help with event staging and arranging and getting ready for that. So a really good experience for them. And that was led by the chairperson, Maria Montemagno. So that was very exciting. And then last but not least, the culinary department, the hospitality department will be participating in the Fresh Food Face-Off next Wednesday at the Cornell Cooperative Extension. And they've got some very fun things that they're making, vegetarian dishes, which I won't mention them all, but one includes sweet corn ice cream. Right? So lots of good things going on, and the rest of it is in the report, but happy to answer any questions if anyone has any.
Thank you, Dr. Cowan. Any questions? Student assembly update, Alejandro.
Hello, everyone. So first I'll mention that the Student Assembly had its first meeting last week, Friday, September the 8th, and it was a very good meeting. It was a good way to start a semester. We have all the VP positions full, and we have some center positions full, but then students that came into last meeting that were interested would be able to fill the entire center position. So very excited. And we also meet bi-weekly for those that were wondering. And if anyone is interested in joining one of our meetings, you can just email me or our president, Sasha Lofthouse. Something else I want to mention regarding our VP of Administrative Affairs is that the last time they mentioned, they're still working with selecting the architect for the remodeling of the old science building, which is really, really good. And also something I wanted to mention is that our president, Sasha Lofthouse, who is with me today, he's been He had a chance to meet with Dr. Hawkins, and so the fact that we're connecting with our president, talking with the president, and I know our VP of Academic Affairs would also meet with Dr. Kelly, that we're able to connect the assembly goals and the college's goals with the executive board and the president. So that's just very exciting.
Any questions? Thank you very much. BCC Foundation report, Kathy.
Hi, everybody. My packet or my report is in the packet as usual. I'll just report on a few regular items. As of July 31st, 2023, the foundation's total investment portfolio was $42.2 million, of which $40.9 million is endowed. The foundation's total assets were $47.3 million, including the beneficial interest in perpetual trusts, compared with fiscal year end of June 30, 2022, and total assets were $46.5 million. So, creeping in the right direction. Also, the foundation had a net surplus for the month of July of $844,692. Contributing to this was a realized gain of $91,000, unrealized gain of about $811,000. Just regular routine grants, campaigns, fundraising campaigns, all the fall kickoffs have begun. Just want to let you know, we had a nice event out at Tioga Downs last weekend where there was a group of 92 attendees, and alumni got the opportunity to meet Dr. Hawkins and several community friends who also joined us. The first fundraising activity from the student philanthropy team that raises money for the Peer Scholarship were donated baskets which raised over $300. And the goal they want to do is meet the $2,000 from this past year, and well on their way, and really very quickly. Lisa Shepard and I will be attending with Dr. Hawkins the SUNY-wide alumni congressional reception, which is going to be hosted in Washington, D.C. We'll be heading down for the alumni component. All of the SUNY schools have been asked to invite their Washington, D.C. area alumni, and we're all together in a meeting space, and it's nice. We do have some registrants who will be attending, and so we're looking forward to introducing Dr. Hawkins to many of our graduates who are working on Capitol Hill in the area. The alumni office is again going to jointly sponsor the Twin Tier Honor Flight event with the Office of Veterans and Military Affairs on campus, and that departure from campus will be at 7 o'clock in the morning on Saturday, October 21st, and the arrival back to campus will be Sunday evening on the 22nd. And we're hoping to get more students involved and maybe come out for the welcome home ceremony. It's a very moving experience if you haven't seen it, where veterans are taking a trip to Washington, D.C. to tour the monuments, and they travel with a guardian who helps them navigate through. It's a wonderful program, and we're honored that they've chosen our campus to be the send-off and arrival place home. The community comes out. It's a lovely, lovely event. So they'll be putting a big call out for people to join us as we, especially 5 a.m. call might be a little low. So. And I just wanted to let you know that the foundation is pleased to welcome 17 new Presidential Honor Scholars to campus this coming semester, and we'll recognize them at a ceremony on October 18th. All the trustees are invited to attend that event, and we hope that you'll come in our newest cohort of Presidential Honor Scholars, who are the best and brightest of their community. It's one of them who might be in this room right now. Turn out to be a Jet Scholar. So you figure that out. That's my report. I'd be happy to answer any questions.
Thank you, Kathleen. 5.5, update, facilities update. Data.
Madam Chair, you have my report, as do the others. I'll hit the highlights. The Old Science Student Services Restrooms project continues to move forward with a few blips, but we've we've been able to manage those pretty well. About 75% of the work has been completed in student services, as opposed to the 60% that was at the time I submitted my report, and about 30% completed in old science. Rough-in inspections have been completed in student services. And just as a quick qualification of what that means, basically that means that the code inspectors have come in, they've inspected the plumbing, the electric, the HVAC work, and they have approved that. And now that means the contractors can begin to cover that work, those electrical, plumbing, and HVAC, that work that has been done. The rough-in inspections are scheduled, I think, for next week in old science. So I will keep you posted as to how that goes. While not yet approved, because we need to meet with Dr. Hawkins and other executives, an architectural firm has been recommended for the design of the old science student union conversion project. Construction contracts have been finalized, even though it says they are being finalized, for the photography lab, for the relocation of the photography lab in the old science building, and construction contracts have been finalized for the HVAC replacement project at the West Gym in the Student Center. However, we don't expect delivery of that equipment, as we've discussed a number of times in the past, until March of 2024. The design of the Decker Nursing renovation project continues to progress well, with that design expected to be completed by the end of October 2023, with a construction start date of March 2024. In fact, today, Dr. McLean met with the architect and vendors for furniture and equipment for that project, and I just spoke with her a little while ago. She said that went well. In addition, design work is ongoing for the replacement of the HVAC system in Decker, and the architects and engineers are coordinating the effort between the nursing renovation project and that HVAC system renovation project as well. Perhaps most importantly, or very important, the internal locks have been ordered from Harris Security Solutions for all the offices, labs, and classrooms across campus. We expect delivery of those materials within the next 6 weeks, and once we receive those, that installation of those locks will become the highest priority of the facility staff. A few other items. The ice is back into the ice center, so we had a successful annual maintenance and successful installation of the ice. With respect to a student admissions and enrollment center, or a one-stop shop, as we've discussed, internally, it has been determined that the Wales building will remain as an administrative building, primary administrative building for the college, and we will now be looking at either the student services building and or the library as a potential one-stop shop. And lastly, the 5 projects that we've listed here, we've put oversight committees together with staff from the various functional areas to oversee the design of these projects as they begin and as they progress. So with that, I would be more than happy to answer any questions that it has.
Thank you, Dave.
Welcome.
Okay, budget and finance update, 5.6, Michael Sullivan.
Thank you. So in your packet is the last forecast for last fiscal year, which ended August 31st. College is still forecasting the need for $3.8 million of stimulus funds to balance the budget. Again, that will leave about $2.9 million balance, of which $2.4 million has been allocated to the current budget that just started about 2 weeks ago. And if the numbers were perfect by the end of next year, that would leave about $500,000 for the subsequent fiscal year. So this will be the final forecast for 22-23. Our next step with this fiscal year is to submit this annual report, about a 22-page document that SUNY requires, standard information across all the community colleges. That's due at the end of October. And then once that gets submitted, Bonadeo will start their external audit of the college's audited financial statements, which generally comes to the board probably in January, February time period of 2024. So next month, the college will start the forecast for the for the current fiscal year that started September 1st. As Dr. Hawkins mentioned, the county did present not only their operating budget, but also their 6-year capital plan. The most important piece of that is county calendar fiscal year 2024. The county executive has recommended 4 capital projects, county funding about $480,000. They include very modest repairs to Natural Science Center, around $40,000. This is total with 50% matched by the county. Phase 3 of the Decker Nursing Expansion Project, about $3.8 million in total, with county funding at $200,000. Roof replacement for the business building, $500,000. So the county's putting in $250,000, and then IT classroom improvements at $900,000 with no county match necessary. But again, the county finances all the projects and it gets reimbursed 50% of either other sources or SUNY funding. So that then goes through county legislature review during October and November, and then final action in December. So then we start the process of submitting that to SUNY, and then it gets incorporated in the governor's proposed budget in the middle of January of 2024 for the state 24-25 budget. So that's it on capital, and the rest of the standard reports are in your packet.
Thank you. Any questions?
Michael, good job with the budget and getting the fund balance of $5.8 million and 11.1%.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, 5.7 media. Yes?
Standard information.
Thank you. All right, we do now have a quorum, so we will go to our, no, that's okay. We make good use. Approval. I'd like to have motion approval of the August 17th, 2003 Board of Trustees meeting. Mark, second. Jim, all in favor?
Aye.
Okay. Finance and Faculty Committee meeting. You should have received the August 15, 2023 Finance Committee meeting minutes. I would like to approve. Alejandro, second. Mark, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. Preferred and agenda item, there's no preferred action items, so we will go to action items 4.1, approval of 20th state slate of officers. Margaret, second. Anthony, all in favor? Opposed? Motion approved. Recommended approval of the 23-24 nominating committee. Jim, second. Anthony, all in favor? Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay. 4.4, recommended approval of payroll certification. Motion?
Remember we missed 4.3?
I'm sorry.
4.3.
Oh, did I miss 4.3? Sorry.
I thought we did that already.
I thought we did it up here.
No.
Didn't we do it?
The schedules.
Oh, that's two. All right.
But I thought we did that
4.4.
schedule before.
We did you voted on the annual meeting.
I'm sorry, which one was that?
Yeah.
We did 4.4, right?
So we're back to
Okay, 4.3, recommend approval of 23-24 schedule of meeting dates. Sorry about that.
I'll move it.
Second, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. Feel free to fire me. And we did 4.4, all right. 4.5, recommended approval of contract with Matco to complete emergency repairs to main transformer and equipment. Motion, Alejandro, second.
Is this from before, way before?
Father's Day.
What, wait, did we get it? Wait, I asked for some, pardon?
Yes, sir.
I have a
Second.
question.
Yeah.
Well, you usually wait till the motion's on the floor to ask the question.
Isn't it?
You don't have a second.
I'll second.
Says, thank you, Jim. Question, Margaret.
Father's Day.
From June, okay.
All in favor? Did we vote on that? I'm so confused with the, did we vote on it? No.
No.
All in favor?
Aye.
Any question? We already had questions. Motion is approved. Okay. 4.6, recommended approval of resolution unpaid leave of absence for Lisa.
Lisa Straley.
Anthony, second. Question. Don't see no questions. All in favor?
Aye.
Any opposed? Motion carried. Okay. 4.7, recommended acceptance of Faculty Students Association grant for intern leadership services at BCD Care Center. Motion. Second. Yes. Jim made the motion, Mark seconded. Questions?
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah.
Is it, I don't understand it. Is it somebody was hired and then she left the position and so they gave money back? Is that what happened?
So this is the college is providing leadership services for an employee that is on the college's payroll. However, in order for this person to be able to provide interim leadership for the daycare center, this individual has to take a leave of absence from her professor position and occupy another position on the college's payroll in order to make her whole for her benefits. In order to do that, daycare FSA, Faculty Student Association, which is the non-for-profit corporation that has daycare in it, is going to reimburse the college for having Lisa Straley on the college's payroll. So instead of FSA paying it on FSA's payroll, they're just reimbursing the college to have her on the college payroll in order to hold her harmless for her fringe benefits.
Okay.
So FSA is providing a grant of $55,000 to cover Lisa's payroll and benefits that are on the college's payroll.
Any other question?
I have a question. So why do we need an interim leadership at the center?
He asked, why do they need interim leadership at the child care center? And I will allow Dr. Ross to answer that.
The director, Pam Holland, has resigned, and so we cannot operate the center without a director. So the Office of Child and Family Services allows us to have an interim director for up to 90 days. And so Lisa is serving in her stead.
And action
90 days.
action item number 4.6 and 4.7 are actually related. So the 4.6 is to give her the leave of absence from her teaching responsibilities. And 4.7 is authorization to pay her or to transfer funds from the FSA to the operations so we can pay her and hold her whole while so she's eligible for benefits and retirement.
Thank you.
Okay, is there any other question? All in favor? Aye. Any opposed? Motion carries. We have gone through the informational items, so a request for executive session. I would like to have a motion that Anthony, second, Mark, might go into executive session.